Hey guys, welcome back to FreckleFace Finance, where we discuss personal finances open and honestly so that you can live the life that you deserve. So today we're going to be discussing something that I felt like would have been super helpful when I was on my hunt to home ownership, definitely before I got into my first house, which is how much the first year of home ownership has cost me. But before we get into that, if you can give me a thumbs up on this video, that will help my video get recommended to a larger audience because I feel like the content is very, very helpful. And if you can subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified of when I make future content so that you don't miss anything. Okay guys, so let's get into how much my first year of home ownership has cost me. Alright you guys, so I've been in my house for a little over a year, but all of the costs that I'm going to include in this video occurred in my first year of home ownership. So if you don't know, I actually bought my first house. I'm a first-time homeowner as of December 2020. So that was wintertime. And what happens in wintertime? It gets really cold, y'all. So within the first 30 days of us moving into our house, our hot water heater did not work, y'all. And it was very, very, very challenging, y'all. I would wake up and I would just cry my eyes out because I was dreading taking cold showers. And moving into a home, you just want to love it and just be in that first home ownership bliss. But y'all, I was waking up in the morning bawling my eyes out. So thank goodness we actually had purchased home warranty when we bought the house. So we were able to call our home warranty company and they were able to come out and fix the hot water heater. So they actually were unable to repair it, so we got a complete replacement, which cost us a total of $365. And then shortly, about a month after that, I would wake up in the morning and I would just hear this screeching and just crawling, running through the walls. And it obviously sounded like there was some type of animal that was literally scratching the walls trying to get into the house. So we had to call a professional to come out, and lo and behold, we had squirrels. So apparently the squirrels had chewed a hole through our roof and were living through the attic and were potentially like running through the walls. So we were able to have a professional come and trap the squirrels, and they patched up the hole. And then literally y'all, within 14 days, right next to where the hole was patched up, the squirrels ate another hole through the roof and were living in the attic again. So we had to have professionals come out, trap the squirrels, and this time they put a metal grate like over the entire roof, which ran us about $550. So shortly after that, about a month later, and if y'all are keeping track, that's January, February, so we're about in the March time frame right now, our heat just went completely out. It's like the beginning of March, it's still pretty cool, and we have absolutely no heat. And it is still fairly cold outside. We live in the Washington, D.C. area, and it's snowing. It's snowing and we are freezing. So fortunately enough, we had the home warranty company again. They were able to contact some professionals that were able to come out to our house, but unfortunately they needed to order some parts, so we were unable to get our heater fixed like immediately. So in the meantime, Cameron and I had to go out. We purchased some space heaters, which ran us about $100, and then getting the actual heating unit fixed cost us about $35. So by the way, this next thing I did not calculate in the grand total, but I kind of felt like it would be good for you guys to know. But during this time frame, our first electric/heating bill came, and it was $300. It was so expensive. And so we've actually been able to get our heating and electric bill down to $120. But that first one, y'all, we ain't know no better, and that bill was $300. I think that some of that came from us using like emergency heat, because we didn't know that our heating system wasn't working, so it switched over to emergency heat because it was so cold. So some of that first bill might have came from that, but y'all, it blew my mind how expensive it was, because I was so used to my electric bill when I lived in my apartment being around $50, $25 in the summertime. Was definitely not expecting a $300 bill, but like I said, we have been able to get that down, and so we're paying about $120 in electric on a monthly basis. So moving on. So since our electric bill was so high, we decided that we needed to insulate our windows. So we bought these window wraps from Home Depot. They cost us about $50 to insulate every window in our house. And that definitely, I think, helped in making our electric bill go down. So springtime comes and we want to make the front yard look nice, and then we also want to make sure that we're doing our part and making our neighborhood look nice. So we want to keep the front yard looking gorgeous. So I spent about $100 in flowers, $200 on our first lawnmower, which we ended up getting an electric lawnmower, so that way we don't have to worry about going out and getting gas. just because it has a rechargeable battery and we don't have to worry about buying gas at all. And then we had to buy a garden box, which was $200, in order to put our new garden equipment and lawnmower in. We also bought some additional miscellaneous garden tools such as shovels and gloves and other things like that, which was totaled about $50. So along with springtime came a lot of bugs, which we definitely were not prepared for. We were seeing, like, I would say between 3 and 5 spiders a day, like in the house. We had tons of ants, like in our living room, we had them in our kitchen, we had them in our bedroom, just tons and tons of ants. So in order to get everything that we needed to fight off the insects, that cost us about $100. So that included home defense, and then we ended up getting this special foam in order to put around all of the windows, because we noticed that there was definitely space between the windows that goes around the window sill, just to get like an airtight seal to keep the outside elements from getting inside the house. That included ant traps, as well as like little spider repellent and stuff that we sprayed around the outside of our house. So all of that together totaled about $100. And so come summertime, we actually ended up having to replace our thermostat. That was not an expensive replacement. It was definitely worth it because our home came with one of those really old thermostats that you kind of have to push the lever over and just kind of guess what the temperature is. We actually upgraded to a smart thermostat, which we can control from an app on our phone. So while we're home, we can turn the air conditioning off, we can turn it on when we're on our way, we can control it while we're in bed. It just definitely was a great home improvement for us and worth the $100 that we spent on that. So this is funny, but like not funny, but towards the end of summer, fall time frame, we actually had to battle squirrels again. So squirrels ended up getting behind our fireplace and they were running through the walls in the downstairs area. So we had to call the squirrel people back, and this time we called a different companies, and because they didn't have to go and patch up the roof, they only needed to go patch up pretty much like a hole behind the fireplace that the squirrels chewed a hole through on the outside. That only cost us about $100 to repair. All right, and then for our last and final cost, which is pretty much one of the biggest costs on the list. But anyways, we had this big tree in our backyard, and the branches were kind of leaning over the neighbor's property line, and then it also was leaning towards the roof of our house. And so the professionals actually recommended that we did trim the tree back because they felt like the squirrels were getting up on the roof because of the tree. So if you guys are looking at any future houses, you might want to look to see how close are the trees to your house. It's really cute and really pretty to have trees in the backyard, but y'all, I'm telling y'all, it could definitely cost you a lot of money in the long run. So instead of getting our trees trimmed back and that kind of being a reoccurring cost that we would do every year or every other year, we just decided to go ahead and cut the tree. And so that was a $1,200 cost. So everything on the list I feel like was a necessity. So notice that the list didn't include any home decor. It didn't include any reoccurring charges, like all of that stuff. It only included extra expenses that we had to get done in order to maintain a comfortable living environment within our home. So, drum roll please. The total cost of expenses outside of home decor, outside of reoccurring expenses such as water, electric, food, anything like that, HOA fees, additional expenses that we required in order to keep our home in a comfortable living environment was a total of $3,150. So definitely was not what I was expecting when buying my first home, but all of those charges were definitely necessary in order for us to have. So if I can say one thing, I would definitely say I recommend having a home warranty. It definitely saved us a lot of money with getting our heating unit fixed, with replacing our hot water heater. It definitely was just a great thing to have. So, all right, you guys, so that is it for today's video. I really wish that they had something like this when I was on my hunt to buy my first house, because I was really trying to calculate how much I should be saving before I moved in. So if you found this video to be even a little helpful, please make sure to give me a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified of when I make future videos. Also, if you're watching this video and you are a homeowner and you have some tips and tricks for future homeowners, or if you had some charges or expenses that you had in your first year of home ownership, please make sure to leave them in the comments below, because I want to create an environment that where we help other people. Owning a home is hard, y'all. It is hard. Those expenses just pop up on you. So all right, you guys, I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.